It's time that you put out that project. It's time. It's time that you get that project out. You spent enough time obsessing over the details. You spent enough time sitting there worried about the release strategy and is this the right time and are you going to do this the right way? You're not going to do this the right way, and that's fine. I see a lot of people holding themselves back because they see a potential workload in front of them that they think that they need to understand and fully wrap their minds around that entire strategy before they're able to get started. But there's no way that that's ever going to work. It can't work. Why? Because by doing these things, you will then get the clarity as to what you need to do next time. In music, this is a seasonal thing. You are not going to be just executing one perfect strategy and then bam, you're just done and you just rinse and repeat and that's it for the rest of your life. Unless you're lucky. But most people aren't lucky. Most people have to work at this and understand things and figure things out. Most people don't have a massive team or somebody that's just willing to shoot content for them all the time. A lot of people don't have the money to pay people to do a bunch of things for them. So there's a million things that you have to learn when you're trying to release. But the good news is that's the whole reason why you release. It's to learn how this stuff works. So you can build a body of work that also has a million lessons built within it. But as you're struggling through these release strategies and post strategies and how to make an album kinds of strategies, you are going to be learning a lot of things that customize to you, which is exactly what it should be. This isn't like a college degree where you have one set path that you have to go down, and at the end of that path is a diploma and a job waiting for you on the other side. No, what I want people to think about is the long term. When you're doing something for 10 years, how are you going to approach it versus if you're just like, I don't know, what am I going to do this month? You have a long time to truly figure it out, but at the same time, you need to get started now. You have to get started now. You want to make sure that you are progressing slowly but surely as the days go by. I've been posting long form videos on YouTube for almost 6 months. It's been almost 6 months. I can't believe it. It's been a ton of videos, like over 50 videos long form. I've never done this before. I'm not somebody who's good in front of the camera. I have a lot of problems, okay? I started about 10 months ago making short form content, just little clips that I would throw online when I was at the studio. And I use that as a way to kind of warm me up. But I found that I love making YouTube videos. I've found that the types of things that I like to make work better on YouTube than they do in other formats. And it works not just for numbers, but for me personally. So it's not just about some strategy that you find online that's like the one way to get it. No, there's no diploma at the end of that line. You have to try things out, sure. Learn something, try something, figure out if you like it or not. But ultimately, what's going to matter is the thing that you're able to do for 10 years plus. When I started to become an engineer, I never knew what the end goal was. I just knew that this was like an exercise that I loved doing. I loved going to the studio, working with artists, making songs, building things that weren't built before. It was like a craft thing for me. So now that I've been doing this 16 years full time as an audio engineer, I look back and it's like, holy shit, the amount of lessons that I've learned is insane. Like, I can't believe that I was stuck with it this long and this heavy to be able to learn this many lessons. And the lessons that I learn now are custom to who I am at my age with the amount of experience that I've had. So what I want you to do is put the work in every single day. I don't mean get rich quick. I mean build it as something that you can have as part of your life. Because that's what it is. Being an entrepreneur is not about luxury and being crazy successful business owners that, just do whatever they want and they're just super successful. No, it's most entrepreneurs you don't hear about because they're too busy working. They're too busy building the business. And when they wake up and things aren't getting done, it's because of them. And they can't fire anybody else but themselves, which means giving up on their dreams, which means giving up on everything that they've built up to this point. It's way different than being an employee. That employee mentality does not work in the music business. You need to be able to work for pennies on the dollar. Minimum wage out here in Washington is what, like over $17 or something like that. Imagine that you've put hundreds of that or thousands of hours into something and you've gotten $0 back. Or when you get some money back, you are getting crumbs compared to the amount of time and effort that it took. So it sounds crazy, but why are we doing this? Why do we want to be musicians in the music business? It's a passion thing. It's something that you love doing, something that you want to make a part of your life. Do you want this to be a part of your life? Is the big question that everybody should be trying to ask. Do normal things in your life completely throw this off to the side? Do you go a couple months really being passionate and caring about music, and then you stop for 2 years and then come back and then you've got a new passion again for music, and then that's called a hobby. It's okay to have hobbies. I love hobbies. But when you're dealing with wanting something to be an actual career, making that change to be like, okay, I'm going to start here and I'm going to go all the way over here, AKA the end of my life, doing something. You have to see it differently. You have to incorporate this into your lifestyle, into your daily routine. What are daily routine things that you can be doing? Well, at the studio, we talk about learning something once a week or improving something once a week. Every week, you should be like, I know something so much better than I did the week before. It could be something small. It could just be learning how to get monetized on TikTok and all the various ways that you could get monetized on TikTok and earn money. Doesn't mean you have to take a step actually doing it, but you could take the step to plan. And same with any other social media site. You could easily look into so many different things, depending on where you're at and what the next step is. So I'd love in the comments, by the way, what is your next step? What are the things that you are trying to work on? What are some things that you can break down and take those little broken pieces and learn a lot about them? Does that make sense? Let's talk about posting. I talk about posting constantly on my channel. Why? First of all, I think that you need to post a lot. There's just no way around it. You need to get good at posting. You need to get good at creating content that you can then see what works and what doesn't work for your brand and for your music and your goals. So you have to post a lot to make that happen. But that's obvious. So why do I keep talking about it? It's because I'm in session with artists all the time, just about every single day. And we're talking about posting content, and that's where people stop. People love talking about the music side and parallel compression and different tips and tricks about how to make the music, and that's great. But when it comes to releasing music constantly over the course of your lifetime, releasing content over the course of your lifetime, this is where people stop. Because it's really hard to make this a part of your life. But there's a lot of things that are hard about life. I mean, we know this, right? Life is tough. So, what stops people from actually doing this? I think it's the big expectation of a huge campaign push. And if you are not ready to do a huge campaign push, that's fine. In fact, you're in a great spot. Let's just say 6 months from now, you plan on doing a big push. You're working on your album right now. Not exactly sure when it's going to be done. You may have expectations of when that might get done, but it usually takes longer than that. So what you want to do right now is actually start doing some simple, easy posts. Posts where you don't really care that much about their outcome or how big they are or if they really influence people to follow you and like your music. There's something about not having this high standard of expectations that can allow you to actually start. I believe in this so much so that these videos that I'm doing are an example of me trying to figure this out. I never really wanted to be in front of the camera. I wanted to be behind the scenes. For me to do this, I had to face a lot of issues about how I see myself, how I hear myself, how I talk on camera. And I also wanted to make an example for the people that I work with and for you that doesn't work with me also. I really want you guys to be trying this. I'm an experiment right now. We're seeing if somebody who doesn't have that camera charisma, of course, I got an amazing face, but besides that, I have a lot of issues. Just like most musicians are not good at the content side of things, and that's okay. We're trying to get better. We're trying to see what works for us. I want to see what's actually genuine with you as a musician, as a human. The only way to do that is to continue to post stuff very simply. Don't put a lot of time into it. Make it really easy. Get the ball rolling. If you can prove to yourself that you can do this for a year, which is one of my tests for myself, by the way, can I do this for a year without falling off? Then we could talk about phase 2, which would be how to go back, look at all your data, look at what's happening, what's working, what you like doing, what you don't like doing, and then try to fine tune that for the next round. One of the ways that I wanted to stay consistent is by doing these talking head videos where I'm not really sitting here trying to do too much. I'm not putting in a ton of B-roll. I'm not going to do a bunch of crazy things. I needed this to kind of work off to the side as I'm building other things, aka myself as an engineer. I can't drop the ball as an engineer. I need to continue doing that and be there for my clients. At the same time, I also need to be a family member. I need to be there for the people at home. And at the same time, when I get time, I try to make sure that I chip away at this content thing. I try to learn something a little bit more every single time. I want to look back after a year of doing full-length videos and be like, wow, I really learned a lot. I want to say I learned so much that I'm a different human than I was before. Because that's exactly what happened to me as an engineer, by the way. I used to be one of the shyest kids at school. Like, I didn't talk to people. I was just in my own world, and I didn't get bullied, but I also wasn't one of the popular kids by any means. I've only had like a couple of friends. Like, I've never been I hate going to parties. I hate going to shows. I just like to be in my own world. I had to make a lot of incremental steps to get to that point where I could be an audio engineer in a room full of 15 people and I'm commanding the room. I'm making things happen for everybody. I have to stand up and tell people what to do, how to do it. In front of everybody, I have to talk a little shit to the artist in the booth, make sure they're performing their stuff right. That's a completely different human than what I was in school. But I learned that by doing it for years and pushing myself through that uncomfortable zone. Content is the next level for me of that uncomfortable zone. I feel uncomfortable with it. And the reason why I'm actually able to do videos, even though I told you that I'm bad at it and I want to be behind the scenes, is because I know what happens when you push through that uncomfortable zone. So just post the damn post. Make it really simple. Make yourself an easy goal. For my videos, I said 2 to 3 a week. It's been hard to do 3, but I'm maintaining about 2 a week. And if you need 2 TikToks a week, and they're really simple, and maybe they're just little graphics that move in the background while your music is playing, then so be it. It might teach you a little bit about video editing. A year from now, doing those types of videos, you will learn so much more about how to use programs like CapCut or Premiere that it'll be easier for you to make the next step into filming yourself, getting yourself on camera, editing out all of the little in-betweens and the stutters, the things I do all the time. So go out there, get it done. If it feels uncomfortable, then you know you're in the right spot. If you're feeling comfortable, you are not in the right spot. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't. Tell me in the comments where I'm wrong or where I'm right. I'll talk to you later.